Billy heard us last week talk about homeowners and landlords visiting the rentals that they own and manage rentals. So we talked about this. Can you go in and visit, right? And this particular person who had sent us an email did not have his lease, so he didn't know. Anyway, Billy says he owns several rentals and wants to visit them to monitor if there's any damage. But he is wondering, and listen up to all owners of rental units, could the renter pull a gun on him and shoot him if he comes through the door, even if he's given 48-hour notice? Is that even a possibility? In Billy's
Billy,
mind,
great
yeah,
questions.
yeah,
Wow. That's kind of like more than one. That's like a twofer right there.
yeah,
So, from the real estate side, if I can answer that piece first, certainly we want to examine the lease, if any. And in this instance, I believe you said he did not have a lease. So, if we
right.
don't look to the contract, we don't have the contract to glean any type of rights to inspect the property or to come onto the property, then of course we want to look at our state landlord tenant rights, right? Regarding any type of opportunity, the number of hours that we have to provide reasonable notice. But again, I would like to think that if you reach out amicably to the tenant, identify yourself. I think it's a great practice for landlords to kind of inspect those periodically, and then agree on a reasonable notice. Like you're like, hey, I would love to come by the property. Can I come by, on Tuesday at 5? And you agree on that time, then I think you're good, right? And you have it in writing so it doesn't become a he said, she said. But certainly reach out legal counsel if you're unable to contact them and you're wondering your rights. But I want to tackle the other piece, which is actually criminal law, which I don't practice.
Yeah.
But going back to my law school days, I will tell you that if you are in that instance, if you've agreed upon a time, you're an invitee, and certainly you own the property, like you're the landlord, but you're the legal owner of the property. Yes, the tenant has rights, but if they pull a gun on you and you're outside of the house and you're not threatening them in either with bodily harm in any type of way, and they shoot you, that I would think that would not be okay. Certainly, that sounds like a criminal act. But I think it's a good idea to always be concerned about your safety in all situations. Again, especially if you don't have agreed upon time, or if you just if it doesn't feel right in your gut. So I think both of those cases, whether it be the real estate piece or the concerns regarding criminal activity, to get the right legal practitioner, because we're going to ask you some more detailed questions that I just can't tackle online.
Yeah.
But I will say that, again, with all the landlords out there listening, this is so important from a squatter's rights perspective, because this is happening big time all over the country. And especially if you own rental properties in another state and you just don't frequent that area, make sure hire a property manager, make sure somebody's checking on that property regularly, because even if it's vacant or maybe you're remodeling it, if you have people living inside that aren't supposed to be, they're not legit tenants and they're squatting, you don't want them to ever have an adverse possession claim. And certainly you don't want them destroying your property. So it's always good practice to have your eyes or one of your agents or employees' eyes on that property.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, our list of what not to fix when selling your home. Continuing with us, Brad Lowell, owner of Home Team Inspection Service and Team Bug Out. You can reach Brad over at Team Bug Out or Home Team at 844-411-TEAM. Also, Cora Henderson, who's one of the head honchos over at Pitt and Frank LLC. You can reach the folks over there at 895-9900. If you're thinking of selling a home, I'd love to be able to help you. Even buy a home, we have a team that can help you. Simply give me a call, 376-5483, or go to bobsellslouisville.com. We're back in a moment on News Radio 840 WHAS.